All right, guys, we back for another good episode. You come for the entertainment, you stay for the truth. I'm Mr. Goodbrad,
It's your wife, my warrior.
the Black Babe Ruth. All right, guys, so we here today, and today we gonna address something that needs to be addressed and focused on. I don't know if y'all watched the video that I did with my little man Jay. He's from Generation Z, and we talked about how Generation Z is gonna be the young guys and women that get us that bring it back, bring relationships back. That, you know what I mean? Babies slowed up in the Generation Z era, and a lot of guys is red pill aware. You know what I mean? A lot of females, they're looking to find out what's going on. They're seeing the women from the Millennials and the Generation X. They're seeing their frustration. You know what I mean? They're laughing. They're loving their entertainment. You know what I mean? But do know, those women in the Generation Z, they can be saved. And some of them, that's Generation Z also, guys, is going to be where a lot of your 29% women are going to be at. A lot of your 29% women are going to be your blue pill females, your naive women.
Okay.
But the whole part about that is, so many generations has gone by that those Generation Z women, they don't know. By the time they do start to be able to date, they're not going to understand what it is to run a household.
But yeah, like I said, guys, because I'm starting to see that the morals are switching from generation to generation. I remember when, I didn't live in that time period, but I do remember when females, they had the essentials to know how to cook, clean. It wasn't a bad thing to cook, clean, and take care of the kids and be more of a nurturer. And now in this current generation, I'm like, what's going on? You want to be a man, or you just want to do that? It's against cooking and cleaning for a man, but it's okay to be a single mother and do it for the kids alone. I don't understand.
Yeah, I mean, when you go back, in order to really get a better understanding, my guy JT, you really got to go back. You got to go back as far as, you know what I mean? Well, we're not going to go back as far as anything. We're going to go back as far as the traditional era. That's what you call your silent generation. That's all of the people that were born before or after 1945. You know what I mean? Those are the people, those are going to be the wars. Those are the people, you know what I mean? The people that got all of the war stories. They've been there for the wars and all of that, World War II and stuff like that. Guys, that's the respect era. Respect means everything, guys. You know what I mean? That era was followed up by the baby boom. You know what I mean? Due to the baby boom, that's 1946 to 1964. And keep in mind, guys, it varies. Like certain researchers will give it about give it a take 2 or 3 years. It varies, you know what I mean, guys? And generation, all that means is genes, creation, tied in one, you know what I mean, guys? So that's all that is. And it's a group. It's a group. We're grouped in you're grouped in a generation of genes that were created through politics, you know what I mean? Through political times, through, you know what I mean? Like events grouped us in that. That's why some people that's in the same generation, they can relate to each other through what they saw, how they was raised, how they came up, the era at that time. All right, so that's all the generation is. But like I was saying, guys, we had the baby boomers. You know what I mean? When they came in, they came in right on after the wars and all of that. So it kind of was a little piece, and the quality of life got to become more better. Guys, this is where being in home was promoted. This is why it was called the baby boom era, because there was so many babies being made, because they promoted the family. They promoted family values. They promoted parents working together through everything, through the TV shows. This is when you seen your Jeffersons, and this is when you're going to see not Jefferson, Leave It to Beaver. This is where you're going to see a lot of those shows that were geared towards the family. You know what I mean? Woman at home, man going to do the job, woman raise the kids. You saw that, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, so if I can show you, since we're on the video, I'm gonna show you a quick picture. That picture that it's a meme, guys, but it's a sad meme. If you can see this picture, I know you probably seen this picture a long time. If you go closer, if you can go, let them see since 1960. I mean, just know what top is how it used to be, and that's what we see now. That's the matriarchal gynocracy, and the first one was the patriarchy on top in the black and white.
Right, guys. That's an example of what we mean by boomer, baby boomer. That's the baby boomer era right there, where it was promoted. And of course, where there's good, there's going to be bad. So once you give some people some money, and you give some people some status, and you give some people a good quality of life, people going to tend to show themselves. People going to tend to start fighting. People going to tend to start bickering. And in comes Generation X, guys. These were the rebels. These are the people that were born anywhere between 1965 and 1979. Some people have it as 1980. Some people have it as from 1964 to 78. Some people have it, you know what I mean? But we're going to say Generation X, 1965, give or take, to 79. All right? Like I said, guys, those are the rebels. For some weird reason, the generation just had a lot of anger, a lot of animosity. You know what I mean? I guess everybody wasn't booming in the baby boomer era, and it trickled down into the Generation X. Mad negativity. It just was all negative. You know what I mean? All they saw, remember, guys, this was the movement era. This was where everybody just picked a side and just would stop. You know what I mean? You had the Black Panther, you had the KKK, you had everybody just picked what they wanted to be a part of and rebelled against traditional society, guys. You get that? They all rebelled against what the generation before them, the baby boomers, set in place. It's like, I call this the pushback era. And at the very end of this era, towards the end, not even towards the end, guys. Yeah, but towards the end, rode the crack era. So, you know what I mean? We all know the damage that did on the next era leading into the era that we in. I'm going to put myself in the millennial era, guys. Although, truthfully speaking, some people may have me at the Generation X, but not necessarily. You know what I mean? But millennial, that's 1980 to 1995. All right? Those are the guys that we have right now, where the majority of the winners in society is going to be from this era right here. All right? The majority of winners in society, guys, are going to be in this era right here. Unfortunately, what we have from this era too, the turn of the millennium, the Y2K, this is the Y2K era right here. We have this is also the sensitive era right here. The delusional era right here. This is the era where we ain't have dad in our crib telling us how to be confident, how to not be so emotional. All we had was mom in the crib. You know what I mean? And then some of us had moms on drugs. You know what I mean? Because remember, the era before us was Generation X. And the crack era rolled in full effect. I mean, there was times where I seen moms and dads sell their kid for some of that crack. You know what I mean? So the damage definitely affected the millennials. So if you ask me, hands down, the millennials were dealt the worst hand in the past 4 generations. You know what I mean? And this is why it's so much chaos going on right now.
Okay.
This is why it's so much weakness.
I want to ask you more about the Generation Z, the Zennials.
Yeah, they call them Zillionaires. Zennials.
So my thing is, okay.
Zennials.
So you saying in this era, the natives, this is the era we have lost our souls, and we use social media as being used to control our mind states.
All right. I ain't get to that one yet, but yep, that's leading right up until Generation Z. Now we got Generation Z. That's anybody born from, give or take, 1996 to 2012. All right, guys. That's, for me, I call that's our digital naive era right there. You know what I mean? And not digital naive. That's our digital natives. And that's our Wi-Fi era, guys. These motherfuckers can't live without Wi-Fi, you know what I mean? But that's all because it trickles down from the millennial era. The millennial era being so damaged, and then this is when all of the rebellious stuff from Generation X gets pushed down on us. So now you got women's rights, this rights, that rights, everybody rights. Except for men's rights. We had a march. We had a million man march throughout the whole midst of that. That's about it. But that's a whole nother video. Like I was saying, the millennials, all of that rebellious stuff, that's where the entitlement come in with the millennials. Then you gotta understand the discipline. Discipline went from the baby boomers getting beat to damn near death, to Generation X slacking up a bit, because now you got ACS and child welfare services who split the crib, but then try to divide the crib, but then tell the parent you can't even discipline this kid. And how the hell can you discipline? How can one parent be left to work, provide, discipline? They knew that joint wasn't gonna work. So, you know what I mean? This is why you get the millennials who just went undisciplined. Don't get me wrong, we have a lot of millennials that's on the cusp of Generation X. So they got their ass whipped. But don't get me wrong, there's a lot of zennials that's on the cusp of being a millennial that don't know an ass whipping, ain't never seen a belt, nor a wire hanger or a rope or a twitch from a tree. You know what I mean? You see how the discipline, if you go back through the charts, got more strenuous and more strenuous. This is also a reason why a lot of dudes are entitled. A lot of dudes are sensitive. As soon as you tell them something wrong, it's automatically an attack. It's automatically they get all emotionally intelligent. They're all emotionally sick. Like, it got a lot to do with that. You know what I mean? This is why the millennials come off a little bit more aggressive than the Generation Z. Because the millennials was under fire a little bit.
So you said single mothers was involved in this?
Yeah,
too.
Single mothers is definitely involved in this.
This is matriarchy right here.
This was the results of the matriarch. This ever right here was the results of the matriarch.
Okay.
Right here. This era would be the parents of this era. So the Generation X will be the parents of the millennial era.
But they didn't have, they had mom and dad here.
Yeah, they had mom and dad. This is grandma. So if we looking at it, if you want to look at it like this, this is us. This is our moms. Who had our moms had grandpa and grandma. Our moms had grandpa and grandma. You know what I mean? Likewise, our grandpa had you know what I mean? And then life goes on. It wasn't until here, this is why I say Generation X twisted it. This is why your grandma liable to tell you some more red pill shit than your mother. Your grandma tell you about these girls now. Your mom's, depending on what cusp of the Generation X she on, she'll dead try to simp you out.
Yeah, because I had
your mom's a dead try to make you a simp.
I had a conversation with my mother not too long ago. And I told her about, she asked me, do you want to have kids? And I said, right now I'm trying to be comfortable. And she kept asking me, and then I decided to get in detail. And I told her about, basically, because I feel like EMS, guys, I feel like it's a trap. The child support system is obviously a trap. I'm from we're living in New York, so you have to say, being a single mother is actually a come up here, guys, and it's not. And I don't feel the family unity. I'm looking at it as a come up. She gets a credit. She gets this benefit. Some women, I don't know if they love their kids. They just fucking niggas to have kids just so they don't have to work.
That's a whole fact. That's a whole fact. It's definitely a come up. It's definitely a come up. I mean, the story gets played out too many times for a smarter species as a woman to not put that into counteract. You know what I mean? Women are too keen for survival not to just be having dudes shoot up the party and not want to get an abortion. So you already know what it is. I don't care. They can mask it in. Oh, I don't want to do that to my body. They can mask it in whatever they want to mask it in. You know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is, we done seen that movie 100,000 times. Right? You know what I mean? Guys, as well, like we seen putting hands on a female. We seen that movie 100 times. You know what I mean? So guys adjust and less guys do it. But not the females. Somebody shooting up the club right now, and she know damn well he is a 60% beta male, but no accountability. Whether he's 60 or 40, she getting a check.
Yeah.
She getting the crib. It don't even matter though.
Yeah. So my thing is, I'm starting to look at the financial situation because I'm starting to see that there's a lot of like young women making a mistake, or a lot of young women they living on their own. And I did watch shout out to Matthew Cross. He was like, listen, what happens is girls will get pregnant by the alpha bad boy, and instinctively know that they're gonna get a beta male to raise the kids. So it's gonna be like that. Then everything that they can see is everything that's presented to them. It lets them know that, listen, the easy way is out and have the baby. Yeah. Once I have the baby, they give me a voucher and my rent is like $200. I live in the house.
Right. But guys are smartening up to that though. Guys are smartening up. It's just guys have one weakness because society didn't grant the guy because the guy don't paternally hold the child. So guys, more guys get their own, the more guys will be better because guys definitely have the knowledge. Marriages, Generation Z, marriages is no more. Dating is no more. You know what I mean? What else? It's just no more. These guys are red pill aware. All of them. These guys are red pill aware.
I feel like now, monogamy is no more, but some polygamy might be coming up in Generation Z.
I think definitely polygamy is not, because until we get till the women get under control, polygamy is not going to be a part of that. Because think about it, the girls. Only the girls from Generation Z that you have to do millennial is the millennials.
It's the polygamy.
Yeah, and they already in the delusion. You see, they already this the delusional era. So they already entitled to one man. They only want you all right? So they so delusional. They want two boyfriends.
Yeah.
They want two boyfriends.
This is the feminism.
This is feminism here. This was feminism. This is the effects of feminism.
Progression of feminism.
Yes, this is the results of feminism. You know what I mean? And this is why, if the people from this era who are still dating, if you was born in 1980 to 1995, and you ain't get snatched up and married, and you not with your significant other, you is a done deal. How Kevin Samuel say? What he say? Danger zone. Know what I mean? And that's a result of the feminists, because, and this is where the problem lies, because the women in the Generation X didn't teach these girls how to live with a man and how to take care of a man in a crib, or not even take care of a man for that matter. Take care of the crib, take care of themselves as a woman. They taught them how to compete with the man subconsciously. Of course, they ain't gonna say, "Hey, this is how you go." But subconsciously, they taught them how to compete with the man by telling them, level up, the level up game. It's the level up community right here. Level up with them. It's all right, girl. Get your bag. Don't worry about being feminine. Be aggressive, because it's a cold world outside. You got to be aggressive to get to the bag, which is all true. Yeah. But when you get up in age now as the generations move on, nobody gonna want that. Nobody gonna want that. Nobody in your era gonna want that energy, except for the guys that you don't want, and that's the problem. You know what I mean? That's the problem. Girls will take any guy if he paying them.
Yeah,
but they're gonna always have that void inside that have them cheat on that person.
Oh, yeah, because
and get the alpha.
Because remember the beta man provider. All the beta man provider is a wallet. He provides her
Right.
what she needs. But the alpha male, he has more. He has that charisma. He has that charm.
Right.
He has that swagger. He has that sexual. He has that. He knows how to. He's
all the betas can do, really, guys. Remember I saying it's no knock to the beta males, because you have a lot of men that like to lead with being submissive. You know what I mean? It's just to save you guys a lot of hurt and agony. You guys got to start identifying the females you want to do that to. You know what I mean? I always tell you guys, know